Problem set 1.7, page number 75. Let's go over a few of these problems with you. Maybe we can get into some of the order of operations a little bit more, give you a little bit more practice on that. Well, on page number 75, 1 to 50 are pretty easy for you to do, especially if you can do the latter one. So let's start out with some of the other problems, and that will make lessons 1 through 50 really easy for you. So I'm going to start on page 76 and just do a couple of the order of operations with you. Let's start out with number 60. 9 minus 5, they've got that in parentheses, and then they've got another set of parentheses, 9 plus 5. Let me write my PEMDAS on here so that we can use it. So this means this set of parentheses times what's in this set, since I have no operation symbol there, no addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So according to this, we do our parentheses first. So we're going to do this parenthesis. Doesn't matter if you do this one or this one first, because they're operating on their own at this point, so they're not affecting each other. So 9 times 5 is 4, 9 plus 5 is 14. Now I go down here, it says parentheses. Since I have one number in here and one number in here, they can't do anything inside the parentheses, so they're going to have to start working their way out. No exponents, multiply. I've got a multiplication, 4 times 14. So I multiply that and I get 56, and because I have one number, I'm done. Alright, let's jump up to one that's a little bit more challenging. Let's look at number 66. We have 3 times 4, and let's square that 4, plus 10, and then we're going to divide that by 5. Alright, so let's follow our order of operations. Parentheses. Look inside the parentheses. I have one number in there, nothing really happening, but it's an exponent, so I can do what's in there. I'm going to leave my parentheses alone, 4 times 4 is 16, and leave everything else as it is. If you start playing around with doing multiple order of multiple solving, you're going to come up with a mess. So if you keep going step by step, even though it takes a little bit longer, going fast and getting the right answer is not helping you. You're just getting done getting the wrong answer faster. So I'd rather have you take the time and get the right answer. Alright, so we've got our parentheses, one number in there, we're done. Exponent, done. Multiplication, let's do that. 3 times 8 is 48, plus 10 divided by 5. Okay, we've done all of our multiplication. Division, 48 plus 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 48 plus 2 gives me 50. Alright, let's do number 70. 6 plus 3, and then we're going to put that in 8 minus 3, and then parentheses 1 plus 1, and then end like that. Alright, we're going to do what's inside the parentheses first. Now, one of the things that's really, really important when you've got multiple sets of parentheses, brackets, braces, etc., you start with the innermost and work your way out. So we're going to start with the 1 plus 1, do that first, and then work our way out within these. And then once we get this whole thing down to one number, we can take these off. One thing that's very, very important, if you don't follow the rules, you're going to get the wrong answer, because some folks will do multiple steps. They'll go, oh, 1 plus 1 is 2, 8 minus 3 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10. Okay? Let's see what happens when we do it right. Because it looks like it makes sense. 8 minus 3, well, it's right in your face. I'm going to subtract that and then add these. Well, let's do it according to the order of operations, according to the punctuation that we've been going over, and see what we get. 8 minus 3, innermost parentheses. Next step, multiplication. Okay, subtraction. We got a 10 when we did it up here. 8 minus 3 is 5 times 2 is 10. When we did it the right way, we got 2. Do it the right way, get the right answer. Do it quickly, get the wrong answer, you lose. So keep doing it following the order of operations. Then we do our multiplication and we get 12. That be the right answer there. So, all right, one more example from this section. 15 plus 5 times 4, and that's going to be over 17 minus 12. Okay, this is number 73. Real important for you to get this. This line right here is actually a line that says combine what's above the line and below the line last. Do everything up here and everything down here, and then bring these two together at the end. It's the last step. There really should be an extra one here on PEMDAS. So, which means you can do multiple steps at a time as long as you're doing one step up here and one step down here, because they're not interfering with each other. So let's do that. 15 plus 5 times 4. We're going to completely ignore this. 15 plus 20 over 17 minus 12 is 5. And that ends up being 35 over 5, which gives me an answer of 7. So this division sign, or this line here, it means do last. Bring what's in the top, the numerator, and what's in the bottom, the denominator. Bring those together, divide last. So do everything to get to a single number up here, single number down here, then do your division. Okay, very important to remember that. 85 to 94, they're using the new vocabulary words they gave you. 85 to 88, they're asking you to find the mean, which is the average. You're going to add the numbers up, like 86, you're going to add the 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 together and divide by 5, since there's 5 numbers. They're also asking you for the range, which means you're going to take the 10, which is the largest number, and subtract the 2, which is the smallest number, and get a range of 8. 89 to 92, find the median. That is where you are taking the numbers, putting them in order from left to right, and grabbing that middle number. For example, 89, left to right, in order from smallest to largest. The middle number is 11, so that's your median. Number 90 is a little harder because it only gives you 4 numbers. That means that you don't have a middle number, so that line, that middle, is between that 48 and 50. Well, if you remember finding the median, you add those 2 numbers up on either side of that line, the 48 and the 50, add them together, and then divide by always 2. Numbers 93 and 94, find the mode. Find the number that occurs the most often. So you're going to look at your 14, 18, 27, 36, 18, and 73. Which one occurs the most often? 18 occurs twice. So 18 ends up being the mode because it's the most. Remember, if one number does not show up as occurring the most often, there is no mode. On applying the concepts, let's look at number 78 real quick. We've got a list of home sales from Texas, 10 homes, and they give you a list there of 10 different prices, starting at $210,000, going all the way to $950,000 on the far right at the bottom. And they're asking you for A, B, C, and D. A is find the mean, B is find the median, C is find the mode. Okay. D is the one that's a little trickier. It's saying which measure of, quote, average, mean, median, or mode actually gives you the best price of houses in Texas. Well, if you come up with a mean, an average for A of $264,000, is that a pretty accurate idea of what you're going to pay for a house in Texas? Not really, because most of the houses there, if you look there, are, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those houses are less than $250,000. There's only 2 that are more than that. So 264, although that's the average, that's not really giving somebody the average price of a house in Texas, because most of them are less than $250,000, but the ones that are more are a lot more, and they raise your average. So for that particular problem, they're saying, all right, so which one is going to actually be the closest? If I were looking for a house in Texas, which one is actually going to be the closest to what I'm going to be paying for a house? And if you look there, it would probably be the median. Which one is kind of in the middle range there, the middle number when you put them in order from left to right. So that's what you're doing for that one. And there are several problems in this section that are going to be asking you questions like that. So